Hello everyone, welcome back to the Spider Talk News Show. Obviously, I haven't been here for a few weeks, but we're back. We've got a lot to talk about. The Venom trailer came out, Spider-Man 4 stuff, all that kind of good stuff. I'm obviously sharing the stream around as I do at the start of every stream, posting it on my various channels that I have. If you guys could do the same, that'd be absolutely awesome. And then we'll get straight into this. But yes, so we've got a lot to talk about today. It doesn't seem so on the topic list, but we do have quite a bit to talk about. There is a lot that has gone on over the past couple of weeks. Hi Scott, how we doing? Hi Jay, what's going on? Hopefully you're all okay. It's gonna be a mad one. It's gonna be a mad one because we've got a lot to talk about in terms of Spider-Man, obviously our favorite superhero. And it's not just Spider-Man 4, it's the Venom trailer, Beyond the Spider-Verse as well. We've got some original ideas for Spider-Man 4 which have been leaked. Hi Spider-Man Aidhen. Sorry, I butcher names. Hi Comic Central, how are we doing? Member of the channel as well. So we are going to be covering all those topics. Hi Ahmed, how are we doing? I also want to announce something. I'm working on a pretty big series right now. I know some of you guys will enjoy this if you enjoy the Spider-Man comics. I'm working on a series reviewing every single run in the ASM history up until today. That's a series I'm currently working on. The Lee and Ditko video should be out soon. Hopefully you guys enjoy that whenever it comes out. Hi Romantic Avocado, how are we doing? Hooray, I'm sick so I can stay home and watch this. Oh no, I'm sorry that has to be the reason as to why, but I'm glad you can watch. I'm just finishing up posting the stream on my other channels and just making sure people know. W says Ahmad. W to Romantic Avocado watching it or no, I'm sure. Wait, I'm sure it might be for the comic video. I don't know. But either way, let's get straight into this, shall we? So we've got a lot to talk about today, and if you guys, obviously, you guys chip in, we'll do the polls as well, as you guys know. The first thing is Cryptic 4K Quality and Alex Perez have both teased a Spider-Man and Venom crossover. Hello there, hi Bila, how are we doing? So essentially, hella sick of reviewing all the runs as Comic Central. It's gonna be blessed. But either way, so Cryptic, I always get this guy's name wrong. Cryptic 4K Quality. I think that's his name. He's got an account on Twitter where he posts 4K images of superhero movies, right? But either way, he's also an insider as well at the same time. Okay, let's just call him Cryptic. So Cryptic, essentially, he has got a few things right. I don't think he's as well known as the likes of Daniel RPK or Alex Perez or any of them, any of the big leakers in the community. You guys will know them. He's not as big. Not many people know him. But essentially, he and Alex Perez, like, quote tweeted each other, talking about a Venom and Spider-Man crossover. Cryptic essentially posted the post-credit scene for Venom 2, posted it, and was just kind of like eyes emoji. And then Alex Perez replied or quote tweeted it with the Far From Home shocked post-credit scene image, right, of Spider-Man. So this is teasing a Spider-Man Venom crossover, and that leads us directly onto what we know about all the rumors recently, which is apparently Knull is going to be the villain of Spider-Man 4. So is this another insider essentially revealing to us that there is going to be a Venom Spider-Man crossover? Yes. Does that mean Spider-Man Venom are going to cross over? No. But does it mean it's more likely? I think so. And I'm going to run a poll on this, actually. We're going to run a poll. If I've remembered how to do polls. Here we go. Here's a poll. Should Spider-Man and Venom crossover in Spider-Man 4? Is that something you guys would want to see? And depending on what you put, yes or no, I want to hear. I want you guys to post in the chat as well why you want that. All right, no. Okay, so 100% no so far. But anyway, so that leads us directly on to Knull in Spider-Man 4. And essentially, the rumor is, as we've seen, Knull is in the Venom trailer, Venom 3 trailer. Knull is going to be one of the main villains of that film. How they're going to incorporate him, I don't know. That's an entirely different issue. In fact, let's get into this. I chose yes, but it didn't work, says Romantic Avocado. People are just getting forced into picking no. So we have Toxin in Venom 3. We have that massive symbiote, like, I don't even know what it is. It's like a squid looking thing. We've got a bunch of other symbiotes which we know are going to be in the movie. There's rumors that Riot's meant to be coming back, and then we've got Knull, and it's kind of suffering a little bit from Spider-Man 3 TASM 2 syndrome, where it sort of seems like there's too much going on for Knull to be explored. Knull is a big character, but the thing is, Knull isn't just a big character as far as Venom's concerned. Knull's a big character as far as Marvel's concerned. You know, he has an origin story tied heavily to Celestials from Eternals. His origin, he also does connect to Gore the God Butcher from Thor: Love and Thunder. He is obviously the god of the symbiote. There's a lot of baggage there to be explored with Knull, right? And they can't do all of that in Venom 3 whilst also exploring the villains and Eddie's character and everything else that they're doing. So a lot of people have been saying, okay, well, does this mean Knull's going to be potentially a villain of a future movie in the Sonyverse? Maybe Venom 4. Well, we know that Sony's not making Venom 4. We know that's a fact. They've confirmed this. I don't think they should. I think there should be a grounded story. However, Spider-Man and Venom versus Knull could be sick, says Comics Central. Terrible adaptation of Venom, and I don't like Holland's American accent, says Aaron. Didn't Wright die in the first film? There's rumors of him coming back. He did die, though. Like, you know, so that's how the rumors start to come about Knull in Spider-Man 4. And I'm going to end that poll with 67% saying no. And I'm going to start a new poll. Would you like Knull to be the villain of Spider-Man 4? And the thing is, people more qualified than me will be able to tell you as well. And I think in the chat, Ahmad, we know, reads a lot of comics in the chat. Some of you guys who read a lot of comics in their Comic Central maybe as well, I mean, it's literally in your name, will know more than me how much Knull is important. I've read a few of the comics, but I haven't read all of them with Knull. There's definitely some I haven't. And he's only fairly a recent character that's been introduced as well. So they'll be able to tell you how important his origin story is. Oh, that Ahmed said as well, yeah. You just know they're going to dumb down Knull so he can be simplified enough to fit in the movie. Exactly, right? So either they're going to extremely dull his character down, or they're going to have him just show up, sort of be this looming presence over the entire movie, and then he's going to be the villain in Spider-Man 4. And that's the rumors. So, enough of this talk about Knull's going to be the villain in Spider-Man 4. Where's the credibility, right? You guys are probably asking, okay, well, who's confirmed this? Has anyone talked about this? Has it been leaked? What's going on? It has. The first thing that came out, well, one of the only things that's come out about this was actually Alex Perez. Now, we spoke about Alex Perez originally. Alex Perez, we've also spoke about on many streams before and in many videos. A very reliable source. Got a lot of stuff right with Madam Web. He came out and essentially said that he did a bit of digging after the Venom trailer to find out if Knull was going to be a character that Sony would bring back in a future movie. And it turns out that yes, he is. However, it was at the expense of something, as you can probably see on the side of the screen, original street level Spider-Man 4 ideas, which we'll also talk about in just a second. But we'll get to that. So hold on, we'll get to that. So yes, Alex Perez confirmed essentially that Knull is not a one-time deal, one-time done deal. He essentially will be a villain that Sony go on to use, and after discovering the multiverse, will then try to shroud it in his darkness, right? And that will obviously lead to Spider-Man 4. It wasn't confirmed whether it would be Spider-Man 4, the movie he would be showing up in, but I think we can all guess it probably will be. The problem is Venom and Spidey are going to be forced to cross over at some point, so it might as well be now. While it's prime time in Spider-Man 4, I want a grounded story, but it makes more sense to do it now if they're going to do it at all. Romantic Avocado hits a nail on the head here. Yeah. Spider-Man 4 is the prime time for the Venom crossover. As much as people want a street-level story for Spider-Man 4, and in fact, I'm going to do another poll here, and I want you guys to tell me why in the chat as well, why you pick your answer. I'm going to do another question. Is it crucial Spider-Man 4 is street level? Now, that's a very deep question because it depends on what kind of scale crucial means, right? So I'm talking about, is it imperative for the success of the movie? Is it imperative for fan reaction? I want to know your thoughts on this. It's a big question because this could go either way. Is it imperative that it's street level? Because if it is, then Sony could be hitting a rock here. Hitting a dead end. But yeah, Romantic Avocado is right. While Venom is coming to his peak, which will be Venom 3. Venom 3 looks pretty good as a movie anyway. It looks like the best Sony movie they've done so far. And while Spider-Man, obviously coming off the back of No Way Home, we're in the multiverse saga, it all lines up perfectly. If they're going to do it, which we know they're going to do it at some point, it might as well be now. So Romantic Avocado makes a good point. Jay says, why couldn't it be Kingpin, Kraven, or Miss Negative for Spider-Man 4? Why not since Kang's out of the picture? You also make a good point, and we'll get to that in just a second, because Alex Perez also did confirm in his article about the whole Knull situation that there are some original ideas for Spider-Man 4 which have been pushed back, potentially for Spider-Man 5 or later in the franchise. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Don't worry. Big leaks. Big leaks. Okay? Victor says, I think Venom and Spider-Man should interact in Secret Wars rather than Spider-Man 4. That's also an idea, but the problem with that is that I think Sony wants a movie with both of them at the limelight. We know Avengers isn't going to be Spider-Man and Venom. It's going to be more your Doctor Strange, those type of characters. Bila says, I'm sick of all this multiverse stuff. Just give us old school with classic and new villains. How good would that be? Bila, I 100% agree with you. How good would that be? That would be absolutely magical. But unfortunately, we're living in a world where Sony have seen the multiverse and they've seen it can make money. Comic Central says, I think it being street level is more likely to annoy fans than it is to harm the film's success. So you're kind of in the middle, right? It's going to maybe annoy... Oh, it being street level is more likely to annoy the fans. Okay, so you're sort of going down the path that you think the fans want the multiverse, which is interesting. It should be street level if you're going to have Kingpin, who's a Spider-Man villain as well as a Daredevil villain, says Jay. Yeah, it's like the perfect crossover made in heaven, right? But we'll get onto that. We'll get onto that. Spider-Man 4 is going to be huge no matter what. Ahmad says, I think it's just rather convenient that all the scoopers only started to find out Knull was in Spider-Man 4 right after the Venom 3 trailer revealed him. Yeah, Ahmad makes a good point. A lot of the scoopers did. I do want to pull up something, by the way, actually. I did actually just forget about this. Ahmad has just reminded me. I'm going to pull it up real quick. But Alex Perez wasn't the only one who confirmed Knull. And someone else actually did before the Venom 3 trailer, which is interesting. So Ahmad's brought this to my attention right now, okay? You're going to want to see this, by the way. This is really interesting. Such a niche thing to find as well. I can't believe I found this. I might just be really dumb. I might just be... Oh, where is it now? Come on. Where is it? Okay, so this guy, right? Here he is. Wait a minute. What? Okay. So this guy called the Whisper. The Whisper, I don't know. He's got a name. It's like... You know what? I'm bad with names, right? Anyway, sorry. My downloads is taking ages to pop up. I'll read some more chats while that does its thing. I voted yes because I feel like if they keep going with the multiverse, then people that only watch Spider-Man movies will start seeing him as a multiverse hero and not street-level hero, says Bart Allen. Well, Bart, since you're a speedster, can you undo the timeline? Yeah, so here we go. So I'm going to pull it up on screen right now. So the Whisper, right? So this guy... right here says, essentially, this is what he has at the top of his profile. He says, every scooper can be wrong giving information, but I'm not a man in pop culture. I'm just a financial consultant between companies and certain industries, right? So basically, he's saying what he does for a living, right? So he's not into pop culture, but he is in the industry, so he does have inside knowledge. This is also what he posted on Twitter in 2022. If Knull appears, it will be produced by Kevin Feige. right? Which will be, obviously, Venom 3, right? Now, we've had rumors about Kevin Feige producing Venom 3 anyway. What's interesting about this isn't just that Kevin Feige will be producing, but if Kevin Feige is producing Venom 3 with Knull in it, this also probably means the reason he is overseeing Venom 3 is so he can make the transition into the MCU more seamless, right? So I think that's very interesting. And then obviously quote tweeting it after Venom came out saying big project, which is obviously referencing the fact that this isn't Venom 3 that he's talking about, potentially Spider-Man 4. So I thought that was very interesting. He's not a scooper as, you know, traditionally. He also posted this as well. This is just from my, I screenshotted this from my phone. Both studios are discussing to bring Knull into live action. Sony initially wanted to find their own way, which ended up complicating their plans from the cosmic side. Posted, as you can see, December 2021. So that was after, that was directly after No Way Home. So the plans looked like they were back then. And like I said, he was a financial consultant. But anyway, so that's more, it's not confirmation, but it's more like, more oomph to the idea that this Knull thing is going ahead, which is crazy. So I just wanted to share that with you guys as well. Victor says, Sean Levi said he would love to do a Deadpool and Spider-Man movie. Would that happen? Probably not, but we'll see. Maybe at some point. I think they'll definitely cross over, but I don't know if it'll be in a movie of their own. Comic Central says, my fault, I said that wrong. I think people are going to be upset. It's a multiverse. That makes more sense. Phoenix says, I'm back, Lewis. It's been a minute. How do you feel about Venom 3 doing King and Black since the symbiotes ran away? Well, okay, so here's my thoughts on Venom 3. I'm going to give them really quick. I didn't want to dwell too much on it because the trailer's been out for a hot minute, but I'll give my quick thoughts on it. I think it's too soon, and I think if they were going to do King and Black, I think it either needed to be integrated into the MCU a lot earlier, or they should have completely reworked it to fit sort of the Sonyverse, but they should have started it at least in Let There Be Carnage, or hints of it in Let There Be Carnage. Because I think doing the whole King and Black thing and Knull, it's too much for one movie, especially when Toxin's the villain, right? So that's how I feel about that. But either way, the movie looks great. The movie does look great. I'm just a bit concerned. I want Venom and Spider-Man to come together after Peter gets the symbiote, if he does. Bela says, there was a lot of times where Scooper got stuff wrong, like Miles being in Spider-Man 3, No Way Home. Yeah, that's true. People did get that wrong. SR Striker says, Knull is a Thanos-type threat. He is. And he also says, speaking of Deadpool 3, there is one villain that they should have used called Madcap. Romantic Avocado says, I would kind of love to start a fake leak account with absurd claims like Frogman will take the mantle of Spider-Man. You know what? That would be pretty cool. Then again, you know, this account that I just showed you could be, you know, this guy. This guy could be fake, right? He could be a phony. But, I mean, saying you're a financial advisor, how niche do you have to go? Like, surely that can't be fake, right? Like, who thinks of that? Who thinks of that? You know what I mean? And plus, he's talked about Knull on multiple occasions. I don't know. It just seems... It might just be a big coincidence, but oh well. Do you think we'll get news for Spider-Man 2 DLC at the State of Play? Probably not. We never get Spider-Man 2 news. Trey says, love the videos, man. Been listening to them for a while gaming. Well, thank you, Trey. I do appreciate that. I do appreciate that. Thanks for supporting the content. I thought that Lasher is the green symbiote. Yes, Lasher is looking more than likely to be in Venom. Is Lasher right? Is it Lasher? No, wait, no. It was... Are we talking about the one that everyone thought was Toxin? Yes, I think that was Lasher, right? Toxin's in the movie anyway. I mean, you know. Mulligan's in the movie, so, I mean, Toxin's got to be in the movie. Marvel is clearly running out of ideas big, says Jay. What's up, True Believers? Hi, Cham the Artist. How are we doing? There will not be a Spider-Man Deadpool movie. Marvel is too scared. Isn't Spider-Verse enough for Sony to want multiverse storylines? I don't know. No, I just think Sony are just like out of pocket, aren't they? But anyway, let's move on to the original ideas for Spider-Man 4 now, shall we? This is crazy. Okay, I've got to bring up. I've got to bring up the article. I'm just going to bring up the article, right? and I'm gonna put it on screen. I'm gonna this is my attempt at doing tech right now. Okay. Oh wait, no, hold on. I've got the screenshots. Hold on, I've got the screenshots. It's fine. I've got the screenshots. I've just got to figure out which one it is. I should have had all this ready, really, shouldn't I? You know, I'm not a professional in the slightest. But anyway, yes. So, yeah. So original ideas for Spider-Man 4, which is interesting. I think Peter's new friends in the MCU would be Human Torch, Iceman. They can connect to... Yeah, that'd be really cool, actually. You know, Victor, that's a very good idea. I do like that idea. I'm starting to think the multiverse ruined Spider-Man as I'm starting to miss the street level stuff. I think everyone feels the same. So, looking back at our poll that we did, 69% of you said... 71% of you said yes, right? Which is crazy. Either Caleb McLaughlin... Miles Brown or Shamik Moore would be top choices for one of them to play Miles Morales. I think they are like the front runners, right? At the moment. Victor's cooking, says Spider-Man. But we're going to do another... hold on. Okay, so it's not that one. I'm sorry, I'm trying to find the screenshot. I've got a screenshot of the article where it talks about the original ideas. Here we go. I found it. Okay, here we go. You ready? Here we go. Original ideas for Spider-Man 4. This is what they are, okay? This is from Alex Perez's article. Obviously, the guy we talked about earlier. Yo, this stream is fire while drawing. Wow, nice, lovely. Shamik Moore is pushing 30. Is she? Is Shamik Moore pushing 30? Is he? That's crazy. I didn't know he was that old. Anyway, here we go. So this is from Alex Perez. This is the original ideas, apparently, that Marvel were going to use for Spider-Man 4. So this is what we missed, by the way, okay? Here it goes. Initially, Marvel Studios wanted to develop a street-level story for this upcoming installment of Spider-Man, having him team up with Daredevil to take on Wilson Fisk following the events of Daredevil Born Again. Multiple villains from Spider-Man's lore were also in consideration for the plot of this film. New villains like the Magia, Mr. Negative, Spencer Smythe, as well as some old revamped Marvel villains such as McDonald, Mac Gargan as Scorpion, and even Aaron Davis as Prowler were being considered as a part of this. Oh, no. They fumbled the bag. We got absolutely rinsed here. Guys. Oh. Guys, we just got... They almost cooked. They almost cooked, chat. Chat, they almost cooked. Okay. Oh. I cannot believe it, man. I cannot believe it. What? How on earth did they think getting rid of this was a good idea? So all those rumors from Daniel RPK, Alex Perez, everyone from back in the day after No Way Home came out about what Spider-Man 4 was going to be about. They've just completely what? I can't believe it. But anyway. Either way, Alex Perez also goes on to say that that apparently these ideas are being pushed back and are still in consideration, which is good, because that means that, you know, if we do get a Spider-Man 5, a Spider-Man 6, that means that we are going to be getting these ideas. Obviously, take this with a grain of salt, as I always do say, because even though Alex Perez, in my opinion, is probably one of the most reliable, if not the most reliable source for leaks and news when it comes to these things, it still might not be true, right? You just always got to put that in there, right? Hi, Noir Edits. Comic Central says, I swear as much as they fumble the bag, they don't even want it. Yeah, I know. They've seen the multiverse bag, and now they've gone for, you know, thingy. They've gone for more multiverse when we don't want it. Amateur scoopers like Daniel RPK and Cosmic Circus come out with so much news about Spider-Man 4 so often that they're always changing what they're saying, that I genuinely think it's laughable and obvious that they're lying. See, Ahmad, I see where you're coming from, but also I kind of disagree. At least with Alex Perez. I mean, Daniel RPK has lost his validity a little bit in recent times, and also so is My Time to Shine Hello. They've really lost their validity after Deadpool and Wolverine, 100%. But Cosmic Circus, it was the Madam Web thing that did it for me, right? Because Cosmic Circus was reporting on a lot with No Way Home and stuff like that, and sort of that era, and you know the Spider-Man stuff happening around there, the Andrew Garfield contract things, and then the Madam Web thing that they pretty much guessed the whole plot. They pretty much guessed, got a load of the characters right, what the actors were playing, the roles that they were playing. You know, I think that just proves they have inside knowledge. So I don't doubt that. I don't know. It's a hard one, isn't it? Because you could be very right. You could be very right, and that's fair enough. You know, you could very much hit the nail on the head there. You know, they could just change what they're saying to not hurt their reputation, which I imagine in some cases they probably do. But at the same time, I don't know. I just feel like Cosmic Circus is the one that I trust the most, and until I see otherwise, then I'm gonna trust him. Daniel RPK has kind of gone down in my ranks, as you mentioned a few streams ago. But anyway, yeah. Sony always ruining everything, says Noir Edits. Now they burnt while cooking, epic fail, says Vila. Just joined, which topic are we at? Flaming Phoenix. Flaming Phoenix, we are at the original street level Spider-Man 4 ideas. So we're still at the Spider-Man 4 leaks bit of the stream. How about this rumor about the Massive Evil in Avengers 5 before it was announced? Doomsday. Maybe. I don't know. How did Kevin approve this, says Jay? However, if rumors of Venom meets up iconic dynamic rivals, says Eddie. I guess you mean if Spider-Man meets Venom. Do you think Ultimate Green Goblin design would be a good design for Green Goblin Marvel Spider-Man 3? I do. Like, we could have had it all, but we were just going to get Spider-Man and Venom team up, probably. We were so robbed, says Jay. I prefer it being Lewis P. writing on Spider-Man 3. It would be cool to see Caleb McLaughlin, Miles Brown as Miles, although my personal fan cast would be Jabri Banks, but for a live-action Miles, I think they should get an unknown actor. Yeah, they probably will go with an unknown actor. I imagine they will. They'll probably just go with whoever fits the bill the best. You know, and you know, there's going to be a small-time name out there that we don't know of that is going to do the job, and he's going to do the job really well. Obviously, he's got to be young as well. We're imagining he's going to be around for a few years, hopefully. Ahmad says, the thing about Alex Perez is that he keeps coming out with a scoop immediately after some official news comes out. Like, after the Hollywood Reporter announced Cretin as the director after Venom 3. Yeah, you are right. He has done that. He did this with the Knull thing, right? He claims that he's doing some digging. We'll see. If obviously Knull is going to be in Spider-Man 4 and he actually is, and there's a Venom crossover, then we'll see. If he's not, then we can be a bit more skeptical on it, I think. But it just depends where it goes. There is a Spider-Man multiverse for the Spider-Man multiverse movie. What's your favorite artist for ASM? Okay, that's a very loaded question. Okay, let's go. So my favorite artist of all time is Romita Senior. Probably. Big shout out to Todd McFarlane. Really love his Spider-Man design. I think that's really cool. Really underrated. My favorite of all time is Romita Senior. My favorite of recent times is either probably Humberto Ramos or Ryan Otterly. Is his name Ryan Otterly? I feel like his name's Ryan. It is Ryan Otterly, right? I like them two right now. In recent times, it's them. Romita Jr., I'm not a big fan of. I think his time has passed on the ASM books. I think he just needs to call it a day. We need a different design. Plus, some of his designs in Wells' run has been really goofy. He was really good in like the mid-2000s, but like, you know, but no. So, yeah, Romita Senior of all time, though. Yeah, he was great. Let's be real, comics always gets weird and retconned. They do, yes. Does Sony own the rights to all forms of Spider-Man films or just theatrical? Because if so, they can try and animate direct streaming films about Spidey, like what DC does with their characters. Yeah. No, Marvel owns the... Sony owns the feature film rights, Spider-Man. Marvel owns the TV rights, which means they can make anything under 45 minutes about Spider-Man. So there is a little bit of a caveat there. And we've had a super chat from Ravenous Puncher. Thank you very, very much, man. I do appreciate that. W in the chat from Ravenous Puncher. Here's what he has to say. I can give it a like. I can like it. Oh, yeah. There you go. Heart for Ravenous Puncher. I'll admit, I'm a sucker for Spider-Man versus Venom. And even though Venom inclusion feels rushed, I will watch it. That's how much I love Venom versus Spider-Man. Ravenous Puncher makes a very good point, right? One thing we have to consider as well is, even if this is a multiverse movie, if we get Venom versus Spider-Man on the big screen and Venom and Spider-Man teaming up, isn't that something that we want to... Isn't that something we've wanted for such a long time? Right? No? So maybe there are some positive. Ravenous Puncher, once again, thank you for the super chat. W in the chat for Ravenous Puncher, and also give us super chat a like. You got, you know, the support's absolutely crazy. Really, really appreciate that. Thank you very much. Romantic Avocado, John Romita Jr. art looks... Yeah, it's not great. It's not great. Actually, if we do have... Because, you know, we do have sort of two different fandoms when it comes to Spider-Man. Some, you know, like the comics more. Some like the movies more. I don't know which... I think we got a pretty bit of a mixed bag in here today. So I'm going to do a poll. Completely off topic. Completely just out of the wind. But I kind of want to know... do you like John Romita Jr.'s art in Zeb Wells' run? Because I really don't. I really don't. I really don't like it. I really don't like it. Ramos and Otterly's drawings are fire. Yeah, they are. They're my favourite right now. Ramos and Otterly, at the moment, peak. Do you like Mark Bagley art from the Ultimate Comics? Oh, yeah, I forgot about Mark Bagley. Bagley is fire. Bagley is fire. Bagley's great. Lewis, have you read Black Suit and Blood? I read the first issue. I have. Yeah, yes, Comic Central, 100%. I have read Black Suit and Blood. It is really good. It completely cements James DeMatteis even more for me as one of the best Spider-Man writers of all time. Like, Black Suit and Blood, yeah, like you said, it is a breath of fresh air. It's so crazy because this year has been such an amazing year for Spider-Man comics, right? It's been so good. But it feels like it hasn't. We've had Ultimate Spider-Man. Was Black Suit and Blood this year? Or was it a few years ago? I can't remember. I read it this year, but I don't know if it came out this year. You guys will have to correct me. We had Ultimate Spider-Man. We've had Spectacular Spider-Man by Greg Weisman. We've had Shadow of the Goblin. Like, bro, we've had so many good things. My favorite Spider-Man artists are probably Ryan Otterly and Sal Buscema. I always butcher this. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce it. I'm so bad with names. I'm so bad with names. But yes, they are very good. They are very good. I do very much like Otterly, Ryan Otterly. I love Ryan Otterly and Nick Spencer's run. I don't know, I've got that image of his Spider-Man stuck in my head. Yeah, true. Either way, 99% of us are going to go watch it. Says Romantic Avocado. Doesn't it make more sense to have Spider-Man and Venom fight each other after Secret Wars after his black suit raise? Maybe? I don't know. It just depends how they want to do it. Monkey Vision is in the chat. Whoa, is that Lewis Talbot? Why do you have the Will Evans hair? Will Evans hair? This is my natural hair. I always slick it back to reveal the forehead. The forehead? The forehead's big. But this is my natural hair. Like, if I don't brush it and I just let it flop, this is what my hair looks like naturally. It's kind of curly. I mean, it is curly. I think I've straightened it for that many years that my hair's trying to come back to its original form. His face looks like Unga Bunga, says Romantic Avocado. John Romita Jr. has his moments in his run, so I don't know. Yeah, he has I think his art in the most recent issue was really good. But overall, it just hasn't been great. Yeah. Jurgens did a bit of art for Black Suit and Blood. Never seen his art before, but I love it. Romita Sr. and Tim Sale remains my favorites of all time. I think shout out to Tom McFarlane. He's underrated, I think, for me anyway. I don't hate Romita Jr.'s art in the new SM comics, but it just doesn't hit the same like about... Yeah, exactly. It doesn't hit the same at all. No, the fade. Oh, the fade. Oh, the fade? I don't... I always cut my hair like this. I always have it, like, short. I guess you've never caught me with the short hair. You never caught me with the short hair on the sides. I have only just had it cut, though, by the way, so that's probably why it looks a bit shorter than usual. But my top 5 Spider-Man artists are Todd McFarlane, Jim Lee. Exactly, Todd McFarlane. We've got to get some love for Todd McFarlane in the house. I do think Spider-Man comics won't ever feel peak again if ASM isn't where it's supposed to be, because amazing version of Peter, it not being 616 doesn't make it feel incomplete to me, to be honest. Ron Friends is also ridiculously underrated Spider-Man artist. Love his art in DeFalco's ASM run. DeFalco's ASM run is one that I can't wait to get to on the ASM review that I'm doing. I can't wait to get to DeFalco's run. I'm currently... I've just realized as well, by the way. I don't know if you guys noticed this as well. Oh my god. The Lee and Ditko comics are so hard to read. Like, I've read them many years ago. When I started trying to get into Spider-Man comics, which was only a few years ago. I read the Lee and Ditko comics, and I read them up until... I can't remember. I think I wasn't all the way to Death of Gwen Stacy. I did miss a few out. But I didn't really think too much of it. But after then reading Zeb Wells' run this year and last year, and 2022 as well. Oh my god, 2022. It's been that long. But after reading Zeb Wells' run, and then going back to read the Lee and Ditko comics to do a review on them, they're so hard to read. Well, not just hard to read. They take one issue takes like half an hour. There's just so much text. Stan Lee, man. They're very good, though. They are very, very, very good stories. Each issue makes you feel full. I'm gonna save this for the review because I don't want to spoil too much here, but they make you feel full. Monkey Vision says he's gonna head out. Love you, Monkey Vision. I'll see you in a bit. Of course, we will VC. So we do need to talk about Ultimate Spider-Man. We need to talk about Ultimate Spider-Man all the time. But yeah, of course, we will. Aaron says, this is a non-Spider-Man question. Will you ever come back as Enderboy? Because you are better than any of the Spider... Because you are better than any of this Spider-Man content. Okay. Yeah, I mean, we just did the reboot. It was successful. It was great. I don't know if Ray's still here, Monkey Vision. I don't know if he's still here, but yeah, of course. I think ASM should introduce Miles Morales. Well, he's on his own little thing, isn't he? So, anyway, we've been talking about the comics. We got into a comic thing. Let's talk about the new Sony Marvel deal. Now, I will preface this before, you guys tell me that he's not valid, but I will say this is from Daniel RPK. Now, like I said, he's gone down in my estimations as far as leakers are concerned, but due to the reputation he did build previously for getting things right and being very well known in the community, I'm still going to mention this. Like I said, we're going to take this with the tiniest pinch of salt, right? But he says that Marvel and Sony are working on a new deal, and that's not so out of the water to believe because, we know Tom Holland only has one. We know Tom Holland has one more crossover movie on his contract, and we know that Sony and Marvel. We know Sony and Marvel are out of films after No Way Home, if I'm right in saying. So them working on a new contract is not out of the realms of possibility, only because that would allow for Spider-Man 4, 5, and 6. It would also allow for Spider-Man to appear in Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. Tom Holland still is contracted to one more MCU movie that's not a Spider-Man film. So that's also interesting. But yeah, that's what we've got from Daniel RPK. Like I said, take that with a pinch of salt, but also at the same time, it probably is true. So, anyway. Romantic Avocado says, early ASM is very painful to read with all the narration. It is painful, but the stories are great. Cham says, I really like McFarlane art, especially the way he draws Spider-Man's dynamic poses, which inspired my art style. Your art style is really cool as well, Cham, by the way. Very, very good. And Marco Cicchetto's art in the new ASM. Oh my god, it wasn't Bagley in... Oh, sorry. I got that. I just realized I made a mistake earlier. I said Mark Bagley has drawn the new the new Ultimate Comics, but no, it was Chichetto, isn't it? Sorry. Yeah, an issue of a comic before the 2000s took much longer to read, but I feel like our modern issues are too short, says Ahmad. Probably has to go as well, but I really want to ask about Beyond the Spider-Verse, what this canon is. I really want to know if there's no canon. Well, we'll get onto the Beyond the Spider-Verse. I'm currently working on reading all the ASM in the middle of the late 70s. Len Wein's run is where I'm currently at, says Comic Central. That's good. That's good. Let me know. What do you think about... Okay, so I'm assuming you've read The Death of Gwen Stacy. At that point in the history of the books, how do you feel about them? That's a question. For Comic Central. I don't hope to. Sony Films, Venom, Craven definitely don't make box office. Maybe the rights will go back to Marvel then. I think there have been Ultimate Spider-Man show from the 2000s adapted into 2000 comics. Marvel might reboot Ultimate Universe in the future. Hello, what leaks have there been, says Apple. The Knull is the villain in Spider-Man 4. There have been original ideas for Spider-Man 4, like Daredevil crossover, etc., that have been scrapped and pushed back, which is interesting. And also that Marvel and Sony are working on a new deal for Spider-Man to appear more in the MCU. Hi, Charlie the Hedgehog. How are we doing? But anyway, let's move on to Beyond the Spider-Verse. So let's stop talking about Spider-Man 4 now. Let's go on to something maybe a tad more interesting. We just talk about Spider-Man 4 all the time, man. I had to get that little comic thing in there because, you know, talking about Spider-Man 4 all the time, man, it's tiring, okay? So, I'm going to tell you exactly what's come out about Beyond the Spider-Verse, and then I need you guys to give me your insight on it, right? So, essentially, Beyond the Spider-Verse... Oop, I've hit my mic. Beyond the Spider-Verse, essentially... and this is another thing as well. It was leaked by Jeff Snyder. And this has completely destroyed his reputation, by the way. Jeff Snyder has basically said that Beyond the Spider-Verse, large parts of the movie have been scrapped. This is another reason not to trust insiders, right? I started bigging up Alex Perez at the start of this, but now I'm gonna say this is why you shouldn't trust insiders. Essentially, Jeff Snyder came out and said that large parts of the film of Beyond the Spider-Verse have been scrapped by Sony Pictures. However, storyboard artists, people that worked on the film, even Chris Miller, the producer, came out and said, no, the film hasn't been scrapped in any way, shape, or form. The film's fine. We're working hard on it. Mad. Okay, right? Completely destroyed Jeff Snyder's reputation. Yeah. Completely destroyed his reputation. Jeff Snyder was one of the more respected insiders as well. Completely destroyed his reputation. Most of the Beyond the Spider-Verse people, what do you call them? Crew, I guess you say, completely just came out, ripped into it, said, no, the film's fine. Bro, it's good for us, right? It's good for us because we you know, Beyond the Spider-Verse, we really want this film, and we were sad that it got delayed. But at the same time, you know, we had all these reports coming out going, oh, the film's delayed, the film's scrapped, film's in trouble. All the Phil Lord and Chris Miller news that apparently they're not re-signing with Sony. Oh, is Beyond the Spider-Verse in trouble? No, it's not. Okay. It's fine. I might say Jeff Snyder lost his mind after the Beyond the Spider-Verse creature bumped his scoop. Bro, it's so funny. Bro. I love it. It's great. The 2027 delay misinformation had me in distress at Apple. Chris Miller is the GOAT. Jokes guy, however, he honest at least. I don't even know Jeff Snyder was until then, says Apple. I love the post Gwen Stacy ASM. 70s is my favourite era of Spider-Man. Got all the drama with Harry following the footsteps of his dad. And the will they won't they with Peter and MJ. That's fair enough, Comic Central. Especially since I believe Spider-Man, India's voice actor said he's voicing this soon. Yeah, he did. Yeah. It's ridiculous, isn't it? Someone must have been trolling Jeff. Maybe they did. I mean, if he comes out and says, I got my information from da-da-da-da-da, and they're not reliable anymore, then maybe we can give him another chance. But Jeff completely destroyed his reputation with that. So, yeah. I just found it really funny, because he was so adamant that Sony had scrapped most of the movie, and then everyone and Chris Miller, the producer of the film, came out and said, nope, film's fine. What? It's so funny. Either way, never trust insiders, says Jay. Yeah, it's just funny, isn't it? But anyway, right, that pretty much brings us to the end of the stream. It's been another really good stream. I want to thank all of you guys for tuning in. Once again, I just like to give a quick shout out to LewisFilms Plus. If you haven't subscribed already, we post bigger superhero content on there, so not just Spider-Man. Apple says, I love misinformation. Lewis, what did you think of the Across the Spider-Verse soundtrack? It was goated, right? Goated. One of the best Spider-Man soundtracks we have. It's like Into and Across the Spider-Verse soundtracks, both peak. Both peak. But anyway, yes, so subscribe to LewisFilms Plus. If you love the content, if you really like the content and you want to support the channel, consider becoming a member. Click the join button down below for as little as 99 pence a month. So it's like $1.30 for early access to all my videos. And, you know, a bunch of other perks like priority reply to comments. And occasionally I'll post on the community, like, just stuff for members only about what's coming up and, you know, updates and stuff like that. Members always get stuff first. But leave a like on the video, leave a like on the stream, or a video if you're watching it back. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I love to misinformation, says Romantic Avocado. Apple says, do you think Tom Holland will sign for Secret Wars on Doomsday? Yeah, I think he will. There's no way in hell he doesn't. But either way, thank you for all tuning in. It's been a pleasure. I'll be streaming next Thursday as well for more Spider Talk news show. And yeah, since the stream is ending, I just want to remind everyone that JMD Mateo's Spectacular Spider-Man run is the greatest Spider-Man run of all time, says Hamad. Oh, I love that. Take it easy, Liz. Thank you, Comment Central. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. And I'll see you guys in a bit. Take care. Peace.